I want to talk about Antarctica. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under 3 miles of ice.
There's undoubtedly a time when Antarctica was lush and green. The question is, was it lush and green during the lifetime of the human species?
Yes.
And this is where it gets tricky.
What if someone reached the most forbidden continent on Earth before it was even officially discovered? This video reveals the shocking discovery of human remains found on Antarctica's frozen shores. Remains that date back to a time when no human was supposed to set foot on this deadly continent. The mystery of a young woman whose bones emerged from the ice has baffled scientists for decades, and the truth behind how she got there will shock you. By the end of this video, you will uncover 3 theories about who this woman was and how she ended up in the most impossible place on Earth, and the disturbing evidence that suggests she might not have been alone. The impossible continent. Antarctica is literally designed to kill humans, so how did someone die there before it was even discovered? Antarctica isn't just cold, it's a death sentence. This frozen wasteland murders anything that tries to survive there. Temperatures drop to -76 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds reach 200 miles per hour. The continent is surrounded by the most violent ocean currents on Earth that have crashed ships like tin cans for centuries. For thousands of years, this place existed only in nightmares and legends. Sailors whispered about a cursed land at the bottom of the world where ships vanished forever. No human had ever confirmed seeing this death trap until 1820, when Russian explorer Fabian von Bellingshausen spotted its jagged ice cliffs through the fog. But someone had already been there, someone who paid with their life, and their bones prove that everything we know about human exploration is a lie. The shocking discovery. What happens when a scientist stumbles upon something that should never exist? January 7th, 1985, Chilean biologist Daniel Torres Navarro was collecting marine debris on the remote Yamana beach near Cape Sheriff. The location itself sends chills down the spine, a desolate stretch of rocky sand on Livingston Island, where no permanent human settlement has ever existed. At exactly 4:35 p.m., Navarro's routine day turned into a nightmare. Partially buried in the sand, something green and unnatural caught his eye. As he brushed away the sediment, the horrifying truth emerged. The parieto-occipital portion of a human skull, stained green by microalgae, stared back at him from the Antarctic wasteland. The preservation was eerily perfect. 2 maxillary fragments with intact teeth emerged from the sand, as if the frozen continent had been keeping this secret in perfect condition. But the most disturbing detail, the missing parts. Central incisors gone, mandible vanished, as if something had systematically dismantled this person's remains. When dating revealed the bones belonged to someone who died between 1819 and 1825, the scientific community faced a chilling reality. These remains predated the official discovery of Antarctica itself. The mysterious woman. Who was this woman, and what drove her to venture into the world's most dangerous place? Forensic analysis painted a haunting picture. The skull belonged to a young woman, likely of South American origin, possibly Chilean. Her bone structure suggested mixed ancestry, what researchers termed mestizo, indicating both indigenous and European heritage. The teeth and cranial features told the story of someone who should have been living a normal life in South America, not dying alone on Antarctica's frozen shores. But the mystery deepened with each subsequent expedition. In 1993, Torres Navarro returned to the site and made another spine-tingling discovery. A femur bone, 221 millimeters long, lying just paces from the original find. The bone matched the skull perfectly, confirming these scattered remains belonged to the same individual. The University of Chile launched a desperate search in 1987, excavating a massive 3x3 meter trench down to 80 centimeters deep. They sifted every grain of sand, hoping to uncover more evidence. The result? Nothing. The Antarctic environment had either scattered the remaining bones beyond reach or buried them so deep that they might never be found. Today, this woman's restored skull sits in Instituto Antarctica Chileno, a silent witness to a mystery that grows more disturbing with each passing year. The bone-chilling theories. 3 theories attempt to explain this impossible discovery, and each one is more terrifying than the last. Theory 1 paints a picture of abandonment and betrayal. Torres Navarro suggests the woman was part of a 19th century sealing expedition, either as a worker, stowaway, or indigenous guide accompanying European sealers hunting for valuable seal fur and oil. In those brutal times, crews venturing into remote waters often abandoned sick or injured members rather than risk the entire expedition. She could have been left to die alone on the frozen beach, her final moments spent watching her companions sail away into the fog. Theory 2 involves a maritime tragedy of epic proportions. The woman may have died aboard a ship and been buried at sea according to naval custom, but the merciless Antarctic currents could have carried her body hundreds of miles before depositing it on Yamana Beach. Once ashore, the continent's scavengers, giant petrels, squaws, and kelp gulls, would have descended on the remains like a scene from a horror film, systematically tearing the body apart and scattering the bones across the beach. But the most disturbing theory suggests she wasn't alone, that other undocumented expeditions reached Antarctica before recorded history, leaving behind secrets that the ice is only now beginning to reveal. The evidence that changed everything. What if this discovery proves that everything we know about Antarctic exploration is wrong? The implications of this find stretch far beyond one mysterious woman. The dating of 1819 to 1825 places her death during a crucial period in Antarctic history, right at the edge of official discovery. This raises terrifying questions about what really happened in those uncharted southern waters. Polynesian legends speak of navigator Huityrengura, who allegedly reached the Antarctic Circle in the 7th century CE. His accounts describe a foggy, misty, and dark place not seen by the sun, with white cliffs and rocks growing out of the sea, descriptions that match Antarctic icebergs with chilling accuracy. Could ancient seafarers have been reaching these deadly waters for centuries, leaving no trace except for scattered bones on forgotten beaches? The woman's mixed ancestry suggests even more disturbing possibilities. Indigenous South American groups possess sophisticated maritime knowledge. Could they have undertaken secret expeditions to Antarctica, driven by seasonal hunting, exile, or ancient migration routes that history has forgotten? With Antarctica's ice now melting at an unprecedented rate, more archaeological evidence may soon emerge from the thawing permafrost, and the secret it reveals could rewrite human history. The unanswered questions. Despite decades of investigation, the most haunting questions remain unanswered. Advanced DNA analysis was planned to definitively link the skull and femur bones, but the results have never been published. The harsh Antarctic environment, combined with saltwater exposure, may have degraded the genetic material beyond recovery. This means the woman's true identity, ancestry, and connection to the scattered bones remains locked in mystery. No ship's logs document her presence, no personal artifacts were found, no historical records acknowledge her existence. She appears in the archaeological record like a ghost, present one moment, vanished the next, leaving only bones and questions in her wake. The restricted nature of Yamana Beach adds another layer of intrigue. Located within Antarctic Specially Protected Area Number 149, access is strictly controlled under the Antarctic Treaty System. A few photographs of the skull remain classified, hidden from public view in the name of scientific integrity and respect for human remains. This means the full truth about Antarctica's oldest human resident may be deliberately kept from the world, and what they're hiding could be more shocking than anyone imagines. The mystery of the Antarctic woman forces us to confront a disturbing reality. Antarctica may not be the untouched wilderness we believe it to be. Human presence on the continent might stretch back centuries before official exploration, hidden beneath layers of ice and bureaucratic secrecy. As climate change accelerates the melting of Antarctic ice, more evidence will inevitably surface. Future discoveries could reveal entire settlements, more human remains, or artifacts that prove sophisticated civilizations reached the bottom of the world long before modern explorers claimed the credit. The woman found on Yamana Beach represents more than just an archaeological curiosity. She's proof that humans have been pushing the boundaries of survival and exploration far longer than recorded history suggests. Her bones whisper of untold stories, forgotten expeditions, and the lengths people will go to reach the impossible. What other secrets lie buried beneath Antarctica's ice? And what will happen when they finally emerge into the light?